Welcome back to some professional StarCraft 2. Let me introduce to you, in the top right in the blue, the #1 Terran player in the world, the 7-time Global StarCraft League champion. It is the man, the myth, the Maru. With a tall order on the other side, the most consistent, stalwart Zerg. I joke he's Cyril's stunt double, but sometimes he even surpasses him. The Rocky Zerg can take a punch and keep on fighting. It's Solar. And a team kill as well, onside gaming. But I have my suspicions that they won't stay on their side of the map, as Maru is starting things off with 3% in this best of 5 Terran versus Zerg. If you like what you see here, well, hopefully you'll like this video. Maybe subscribe if you haven't made it there yet. Jimmy, what? 1,139 likes on this video. And I'll cast another series. And you know, I'll probably do it anyways. But thank you for watching. Hopefully you've had a good day so far. Hopefully, with these two top-tier players, it's about to get a little bit better. Reapers on Ancient Cistern to start. Not the least bit surprised, only a little disappointed, as Maru essentially beyond field test builds, and then Maru perfects them. That is the Korean Terran meta. And here, once again, we have something I've certainly seen beyond attempt before, but Maru starting off with the 4 Rex Marine play. It's going to be the Reapers, and then Marines, and then after that, more Marines. And then, if the Zerg is still in the game, Medevacs. But the focus is on Marines from start to well through the mid-game. If we make it much further than that, then maybe we'll upgrade, but Marines, the staple, the bread and buttered biscuit of StarCraft 2, and they're still in the right hands. One of the, if not the best unit in the game. Solar, I'm sure, has dealt with them. I've watched him deal with them on regular occurrence. Solar has this uncanny ability. It's not like Cyril, who kind of, it feels like he's blocked you before the match even started. A certain French player notwithstanding. Solar, on the other hand, will get hit. He'll take a punch. A drop will get in. The damage will be dealt. But he'll kind of swing back around with momentum that can carry him through to a victory. Definitely not as consistent. Well, not as consistent as Cyril, at least against Maru, who is literally no one. But doesn't mean he has no chance at all. Oh, why am I counting him out right off the bat? All right, it's Zerg versus Terran. If I read the YouTube comments, 4 Banelings come in, and then the game can just end. So, we'll hope for the best here for Maru. I think he's got a good shot, but as a Terran player, his life is hard. His brain is too big. His wrists are too brittle. But I think he's got a shot as well. All right, we covered both sides here. And now, it looks like both of them will. As here comes Maru. The Queen Moot is gathering. The Marines are marching. Solar has an Overlord in position to see all of it. So he knows exactly what he's dealing with. Does he have a Bane Nest? No. It's just mass Zergling against this early on. There are 22 Marines and 3 Reapers on the field. 26 more Lings in production. The Queens are building up energy. Stim is done. Combat shield as well. Maru does not like what he sees, and the Queens take offense to that. No shots fired, at least at each other so far. Only a handful of Lings down. Maru sitting on the edge of the crate because those Queens take 1 or 2 steps off it. And not only do they get joint pain, but the inability to transfuse will definitely tilt the battle in Maru's favor. Whole lot of Zerglings forced out. Solar had to build them, at risk of just getting overrun if Maru decided to commit to the attack. He still has 59 drones. Maru just now getting his 3rd command center, so didn't rush it out, obviously. It takes a lot of minerals to be producing Marines out of 4 barracks early on. 5th one in production. So still just kind of jockeying for position. Maru was happy to fight if Solar looked a little undercommitted, but here, more than ready to deal with it. Overlord taken down. First 2 medevacs. The first real inflection point in the game where that Terran army gets much more dangerous. Maru can afford to be a little more bold on the creep, as he does have a hot pickup ready if the Lings and Banes close too close. Armory, 1-1. Oh, not 1-1. Actually, no +1 armor on the way. 1-1 for Solar in production, but nope. The Tastalope there, barely evading the Marine fire. Baneling speed. Maru, I think it's a bit of a mistake not getting his +1 armor as quick as he could. He does start it now, can start the +2 weapons momentarily. Solar's finishing up his upgrades that will actually give the Ling Bane a bit of an advantage. And in these fights, well, Bane speed is a much bigger upgrade in these engagements, but still, having anything to work with against Maru is already good. More Widow Mines on the way, starting off with a Widow Mine drop. I mean, he does have an armory done. There is no detection here. The Widow Mine gonna come in, and the first volley kills 10 drones. Maru takes the worker lead, but he's not done yet. More mines are gonna burrow. The mining time lost as well. Gets another couple. Even picks up one. Wow, the cheeky devil. The income shoots back in favor of the Terran, and he's not quite done yet. Yet another will burrow. 13 drones down. A massive hiccup in the income. And Maru, with 4 Widow Mines and 1 medevac, has managed to do the damage that 40 Marines could not. But does open up an opportunity here for the Marines to potentially swing in, as Solar kind of out of position to deal with the attack. A single Widow Mine on the back. He's jammed in, pulls back at the last moment. Widow Mine gets a few Banes alongside. More drops in towards the main. Zerglings, but a good Sim City makes them file out, almost as difficult as getting in. The minefield continues. More Zerglings. A few Marines going down, but Solar. Ooh, actually a bit of a mispathing there. Nothing in those medevacs. I think he used the drop command, which created an awkward split. But Maru losing a couple. Drilling Claws on the way. Widow Mine's going to continue to connect. And the Banelings just can't get close. Widow Mine's finding another hit. So far, 68 Zerglings to just 11 Marines. The mines are not being cleaned up as well. In fact, they're multiplying. Another couple. Drilling Claws done. Just gonna double target the Queen in order to take her out. And into the main, the Banes. Not even close. Another medevac is taken out, but Maru clearly keeping Solar busy here. He didn't even get back to mining. Solar's still 77. Yet manages to get a counterattack. Kills 7 SCVs. Maru does not have a 4th command center landed, though he's floating over now. Hydra is done seconds before muscular augments, but it's denied. Does not finish that upgrade. Left, right, and center again. Solar taking hits, but still maintaining a surprisingly high army supply. Queen's holding for now. Zerglings drawing the Widow Mines into the Marines and turning it around somewhat. A fadeaway shot, though, goes towards Maru. But Solar is dealing out almost as much as he's taken here. The counterattack has whittled down the SCV count somewhat. He's killed 20 Widow Mines. Maru stingier with his Marines than his mines so far. But I think they're paying for themselves either way. 167 Zerglings down. And Maru still able to maintain production. He hasn't taken any significant economic damage, but neither has Solar. Oh my god, the target fire couldn't quite get all of them. It gets about half a dozen Banes. And gets out, most importantly. I just slapped that mine out of existence. Maru clears up a hatch in the... up to the north side. A hive just now started. Whoa, but the medevacs! One goes down, full of Marines. Wanders over the Hydra. Solar in position to deal with it. More target fire, looking for the Banes, picks up, and before the Spore Crawler can reposition, another drop in towards the main. Maru does not stop. Let's go to the Maru here. Let's see how, shoots his own medevac, just for... So the first thing we see when we switch to the Maru camp is him shoot his own medevac. So, you know, he's human. But, and then... Ooh. Alright. Production. Medevacs. More medevacs. Fourth base. Widowmine drop. Burrows him down. Back to the fourth. Another base. Looking for more. Widowmine drop again. Pulls it back. Another attack. More medevacs. Up in center. Scans forward. Looking for more for the mine drop. Supply blocked. Ugh. Scan clearing up the creep. Trying to close in. Maru. Back in for more. Mine drop again. Trying to target fire. Do we see any kills? It looks like it was taken out just in time. Scans forward. Attack looking good. Rotating through the bases. Sets up the gases. God, Maru. His rally point a little off there, but most of the damage. He's finding an angle for the Marines to potentially drop in the main.
Additional supply depots required.
Actually, a tiny bit of supply blocked here at 195. I think he'll manage. Putting together another attack. Actually got cleaned up in the main base, but gonna switch things up. Rejoins the medevacs with the attack. Here comes Solar. He actually goes to mine gas in the middle of the fight. Oh my god. And ends up taking a pretty rough one. Now to the over to Solar. Spread thinly, but still, as is customary, taking big hits, but bouncing back. Enough to zone out in the main. Maru's attack coming together towards the fort. Viper in position. Looking for an opportunity. Splits off a handful of Wings and Banes. Widow Mines connect. And again and again. Still holding it together. Still though the mines. Whoa! Well, big hits there, but back to everyone. That's enough of that. Maru gonna try to drag him into the mine. Succeeds. Weapons level 3. Completed. Maru has filled out the attack upgrades, armor on the way, but Solar joining him. Adrenal glands, +3 carapace, and +3 melee. Adrenal glands about to complete. The other upgrades halfway there. Lurker range as well. No lurkers yet, but if he finds the opportunity, he can switch to him. Already ghosts for Maru. Solar struggling to stay at 200 supply. Maru starting to be comfortable there. Obviously not a permanent thing, but staying right around that level. More Lings and Banes rolling in. Solar actually taking a pretty good fight, but he loses. Another battle to the south. He's chasing things down, and so far so good. Another Widowmine though. Bites into the Zerglings. The Marines and Marauders able to retreat back. And Solar starting to take real hits here. Ooh. Taps it out. Unable to make any progress on the other side. We don't see a single lurker. As Maru just too cost effective at the end of the day. Loses less than 100 Marines for 400 Zerglings. A comfortable start for the #1 Terran. Well, I'm not sure what you changed. Well, the prevailing strategy to deal with that biomine composition, I gotta point out, Solar is using the Cyril portrait as well. Didn't quite see it in the load screen, but good to have dreams. But the prevailing way to deal with it is the Infestor Roach composition, which is what we saw the man himself, Cyril, using as well. And I think in order to avoid, it feels like Terran players have just gotten, well, specifically Maru, Clem, maybe Beard and Cure, have gotten so incredibly cost-effective throughout the full spread of the game that Lings and Banes are just not reliable. They can work, and they can look amazing, but it is a risk. Because if they are on top of that control, at some point, a critical mass of Marines, Marauders, Medevacs, and Mines is reached. And it becomes very difficult to make any progress. And that's where the Road Ravager Infestor comes in. Infestor's expensive, a bit finicky, but between fungal, corrosive bile, and just the ranged nature of those units, on top of the ability, like the fact that they just simply don't take nearly as much from mines. I think that's why Dark has done it for a long while, why Cyril has started down that road. I haven't really seen Solar try the more roach-oriented style lately. But I do think it is probably the best opportunity against Maru. He looked to be on point there. Maybe a couple little mistakes mistakes in the sense of he didn't micro perfectly, but not in the sense of, oh, that was a bad decision. As even Maru's human, occasionally. Solar goes for the quick third in order to, well, ideally circumvent this Reaper build. We'll see if it works out. Second command center on the way. It's going to be a factory follow-up. And a third CC this time. So Maru mixing it up. The more tech-oriented and macro-heavy. Instead of some marine. Oh my god, bounces the queen. Revenge! The grenade actually bounces the queen into rage to kill one of the Reapers. Feels good. Luckily for Maru, once again he's on the side of the map where the add-ons are protected by the barracks themselves. So he can use them as use the barracks to zone out. Oh, well, the Reapers get a queen in turn. Which I think is probably more valuable than one Reaper. Solar agreeing. Maru, not much to say about it though. Solar probably somewhat tilted. Losing a queen to Reapers is even against the 3 Reaper build. It is not a good time. I can say it with good authority. I'm 1/3 Zerg myself. Does not feel good. Is this going to be straight up double medevac, or does he actually use the reactor? It's mines. It's Widow mines. Okay. Well, Maru, the mines did quite a number on Solar last game. Yeah, he lost a lot of them, but at the price of 25 minerals more than a Baneling, does seem like a pretty good trade. Honestly, if you killed 2 Banelings or 4 Zerglings, or even 2 drones of the mine, arguably 1 drone, because that drone would have mined, ironically enough, 100 more, well, 50 more minerals or so a minute. But that's getting a little too far into the weeds now. So he's gonna combine some feigned marine aggression, maybe not so feigned aggression. He may actually just go for it if he sees an opportunity, but he's gonna combine the Marines in order to distract for the Widow Mine drop. Classic bait and switch. Solar has a Spore Queller set up in a kind of anti-liberator position, so that shows you what he was expecting more of here. Though it won't hurt against the medevac drop. Medevac comes in. Maru doesn't care about your silly Spore Queller. Gonna burrow those mines. Try to... Oh, he target fires the queen. Actually, that's Widow Mine Micro at its finest. Yeah, it doesn't get too much more nuanced than that. Assassinating queens with mines. That is, certainly... I haven't seen too much of that But Maru finding an opportunity. And the double drop comes in after 2 queens have already been taken out. Solar still has 6 on the field. But still Marines are quite dangerous here. That Widowmine drop is still at the back, threatening again. And there are not so much mines as missile platforms, since they recharge instead of being exhausted after a single attack. But, you know, pedantics are for Terrans. Alright. Another drop. This time, the mine's not close enough to assassinate another queen. Solar, keeping them busy. But the mining time lost and the fact that Maru just took another base means he catches up in income rather quickly. He's got 5 more barracks on the way. That'll bring him to 8. The Octo Rex. That's massive marine production. Almost a 3-base all-in sort of style, but of course that depends on how much damage you're able to get done early. Armory on the way. Quite a late 1-1 from Solar this game. He's definitely felt the pressure. Just now started. Still, he does have Baneling speed on the way, so that's the one big saving grace here. Banelings with speed up against just +1 Marines. Oh my god, the positioning. And Queen's coming down, trying to get a hold of this. Slurps up a few more. Another set. God. I love that's Maru in a nutshell. He scanned. He got the creep tumors. He saw the army was coming, pulled back, and then he saw the banelings. He's like, you know, actually... Comes in, target fires 3-4 banelings, and then gets out with all the Marines anyways. And that's the difference between Maru and everyone else. Even Beyond. Beyond would try to target fire 6, and he would probably get it. But... And that's the difference between Cure and everyone... The tactical feed that... Nope. Maru. You know, I was just hyping you up, Maru. Do you have to do that every time? You know, if we want Solar to win this game, I need to keep complimenting very specific micro moves out of Maru. Alright, you see how Maru has set up his base so that way the Zerglings and Banelings are funneled in there? You mean Marines backed up into a corner? Stop preempting it. Sends out the triple drop. We got +2, +1 on the way. I don't think it was so much an accident last game as part of the overarching build here. As Maru just 13, 15, I think I saw 15 Marines at a time. Just so many Marines. But you can't. The Zerglings, well, I guess they have 1-1 done. I thought for a second Maru would stand and fight. Oh, flies into the Queens. The Queens strongly suggest they leave the premises, but Maru now sets up on the low ground. Between all this, Solar has 5 bases. He's got 83 drones. He's got 2-2 on the way. It's just that Maru has put on all the pressure here. Solar once again absorbing the hits, and now finally has a massive counterattack heading towards the 3rd. Is there going to be enough to defend? The setup. Wow. The bulwark here, but he just busts right through. Down goes the wall. And a bunch of SCVs thrown onto the Baneling. 9 of them taken out. But Maru at the same time. Yeah, Solar might take some SCVs, but it looks like Maru's going to be able to take this hatchery. The siege tanks are in just too well of a position. The Liberators, a Venn diagram of freedom, covering the Marines. The Queens are already in a tough spot to deal with it. There are 60 Marines on the field, but almost none of them at the 3rd base, where the Zerglings are ripping apart the SCVs, and Maru's economy is looking devastated right now. But does that matter? Because he's tearing through the front. He has so much army supply. 2-2 is about to complete for Solar. That is the defining moment of this game. I guess it did end up being sort of an all-in timing. But with 2-2 done, the best upgrades he's gonna get. Adrenal gland's still way too far off. Mainling Nest is down for the count. Solar comes in. He brings in some of the reinforcing Zerglings. Liberators helping out as they can. Viper being targeted, but not before a blinding cloud comes through. Negates one of the siege tanks, but so many more Marines are stimmed and stutter stepped in. And Maru reinforces with a potentially deadly amount of units. He still has the production on 2 base, and Maru is just too much. The Terran army ripping through, holding the line. It doesn't matter how much economy you have back at home if you have enough army at the front. Whew. Maru 2-0. Match point is where we head. Solar. Not quite. The counterattack's just too little too late. The upgrades are not as enough of an advantage to counteract the position that Maru's able to get into. The speed, the decision making and control of Maru, it's just it. It's painful for me as a less accomplished player. It's like, oh my god. You look at that, you're trying to learn something. You look at that, you're like, no, that's not gonna happen. I don't. The speed at which he's able to see what's happening, decide on a course of action, and then execute that course of action is significantly less than it takes me to say the word action. Oh my. It's not like Solar's playing poorly either. But Maru just taking small advantages and adding them up, cashing them in at the end. I would love to see that Ravager Baneling, that Infestor style out of Solar, but... well... we will see. Grezvin is a bit more macro-oriented. Once again, Maru gets the side of the map. 3 for 3. Lucky for Maru. Not that it's necessarily a game-deciding part of it, but on if Maru was on the opposite side of Grezvin, then his add-ons would be the outside, facing his opponent of the bear. And that creates some innate vulnerabilities, like not being able to get stim or a reactor reliably. So RNGesus, seemingly, on Maru's side here, and help him out with, you know, being a little more comfortable in getting that early game build off without a hitch. Not that I think Solar necessarily would have tried a Bane Bust or something like that, but it would have made it more likely at the very least. A little bit too forward with the Reaper. Bounces himself back. Queen pops out. Get off my creep! Sorry. Puts a Marine. Oh, really? Maru lifts the Rex and gets a Marine. Specific, I think, to Grezvin with that little pervert pillar there. Gonna make sure the Overlord feels intensely uncomfortable. Gotta come back, though, just in case the Zerglings actually try to come across the map. The Queens, you gotta be real careful with which ones you're using, which ones have energy. Again, it's going to be the 3cc build. Oh my god, it gets the creep tumor. Speed is not done. He gets a queen. Speed is finishing in 2 seconds. But, well, he's probably gonna lose a Reaper. Probably. Oh my god, he body blocks. Well, oh my god. Oh my, okay. Finally.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Oh, he's Baneling busting him. He killed the Reapers, and he's just going busting. All right. It is the oldest and most predictable build, pretty much in StarCraft 2. At least up there. But that doesn't make it necessarily less effective. Without the Reapers, and with an early commitment to all this tech, well, come on in. No, I don't think that was intentional. And there's no wall at the... Oh, we got the Banelings. But the Hellions are a bit exposed. One more Baneling coming in, which might make this tenuous hold a lot more terrible. And, well, maybe we need to Baneling bust these 3 rags Terran some more. Yeah, okay. So Solar just shows up and slaps him across the face with a few Banelings, and he dies. Which, does, well, okay. I didn't expect him to just die to a Bane bust. It's those kind of games that at the end of the day make me feel like, is that... It felt like it was too easy to be something that could just work every game. And a big part of it is killing the Reapers. Because if you don't kill the Reapers, they have any more time to prepare, right? He got a bit greedy with the Reapers. Solar took advantage of it. So he gets a point on the board. It feels good, but it definitely doesn't feel great, I'm sure. As, like, okay, you won. You didn't get swept here. But... it was a build that... Oh, Maru. It was a build that, you're very unlikely to be able to execute cleanly again. I think Maru made the calculation that I made, which is like, he's not gonna Baneling bust me. I'm like, Solar's probably not gonna Baneling. Well... Maru said it, and I took offense to that. It's gonna be a 2 Rax proxy. Never change, Maru. And he's never had to. It's Reapers as well. He's like, well, it didn't work out in my base, so I'll build it next to yours, nerd. And, does he build a 3rd Rax? He has nothing back at home. He could obviously follow this up with a factory. Solar, it takes quite a while for the Overlord to get across the map here. The only difference in your build you could make if you knew this was coming at this stage is to not build additional drones to save LARP. Oh my. Yeah, wait, he sees it. He knows, he knows. Uh-huh. Alright, well, delays the bunker for now, but into the main, the first Reaper! Down goes one. Oh, she's gonna get multiple drones. Things are about to pop out. There they are. Another Reaper comes up, obviously slowlings here until the Queen is out. Well, he actually cancels the Spine Crawler. I don't know. Gets another drone. It's starting to add up here. Now, Maru doesn't have an expansion. He has very few, well, he has 20 SCV, so I guess he's mostly okay in that department. The Queens. Oh my god. Well, God, he's just bullying. It's bullying! I'm gonna need to put this for, like, mature audiences on YouTube. Like, those Queens are getting knocked up and down and around, alright? Just generally unhappy about things. Meanwhile, back at home, it looks like the Zerglings got in because Maru misplaced his factory slightly.
Resubscription confirmed. Automatically relaying. Thanks.
Jimmy, what?
For 3s, I4N is chilling.
Thank you to whoever subscribed on the stream in the middle of recording this YouTube video. I'm glad you're such a big fan. And also, Jimmy, what the... We're gonna have a talk about this. Where were we? Oh, Maru was rebuffed. He has lost no units. But there's enough Zerglings now with Zergling speed in order to deal with it. The barracks is the most effective overlord, as we can see here. Actually flies faster than an overlord. Ah, and Maru, in a bold, original choice, which we haven't seen in almost 2 games. Oh god. It's Armory Widowmine drops. Oh, it's the most disgusting version. The perma-cloaked Widowmines. The barrack scouts all the way around. There should be a Spore Crawler. So it shouldn't be a complete and utter surprise. I don't... Wow, Maru. There's no Spore on the way. He doesn't suspect it. He's relying on queens because it's unlikely to be something like a Cloak Banshee or a Battle Cruiser. So, just relying on queen. Oh no, he's building a Spore now, which it'll be done eventually. Here comes the medevac. How many queens? 5 queens. Well, he's got the Zerglings to help zone out. Maru, though, boosts anyways. He's gonna drop in that little niche next to the minerals. Oh no. But wait, there's more. And there's no Spore at the natural. Solar. Ooh. Now, just the lost mining type. He's gonna move. No, 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 you didn't kill the last one! Oh no. Oh no, that's not gonna be in range. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. No, not like this. He doesn't see it. Oh no, no, no. It's not like it's huge damage, but the fact that Solar is still, like, he's still just dealing with this. Really? Hellbat? Oh, I guess he has an armory, right? I got it. The medevac trying to give him another point. Here comes the Liberator. The Spore almost certainly not in position. Maru woke up today and he chose to be the most annoying possible Terran he possibly could be. And he's succeeding. Once again, Solar is taking punch after punch. More like a wet willy and like a tweak of the ear kind of deal, and maybe a flick his nose is kind of what all these are amounting to. But a Reapers, but essentially every unit that abuses Zerg's lack of really much in the early game. Armory, Widowmines, Liberator, Reapers. He gets rid of the Liberator. He's dealt with the mines. He drove out the Reaper and slapped down the Hellbats. And now, kicking and screaming, Solar will make roaches. I'm gonna get the... Well, actually, what a save. The Transfuse saves the day. Still micro impact. It is by no means Maru in a massive advantage right now, too. He may have forgotten to bring the Marines with the medevacs. Which is kind of a key point. Solar has plenty of drones. He does he have an Evo chamber? He recognizes that as well here. Double drops heading out. But there should be 11 roaches going on 14. Speed finishing up as well. There should be enough roaches to stop even an unloaded set of 2 medevacs here. And Solar has absorbed the damage and come out, I think, a little ahead overall. As long as he's able to get his upgrades in a timely manner. Targeting the Spore here, but the Marines are driven back. 4th base not going to happen for now. Infestation pit starts. So now we see. So Solar is forced into this Ravager Infestor composition. Just very simply, well, not necessarily forced, but between all of the early game shenanigans, it just made so much more sense. So now we get to see how Maru handles it. He's already got siege tanks on the way. I think he walled off his siege tanks, so he just switched a tech lab to a tech lab, which means 100% he walled off his siege tanks. One of us! Hydras. Hydra's den at least, alongside the hive. So likely lurkers. And Maru, just Marines. No Marauders in production yet. Against the Mass Roach Ravager, just Marines. They do have +1, so they can trade quite well. Maru doesn't care about your silly corrosive bowels. Micro's back at the last split second after already doing plenty of damage. Lurker den begins. Solar and Maru at a nice amount of rounds. Some more corrosive bowels. Hits himself in the face. Classic. +1/+1. Closing in for Solar. Lurker, Den, and Hive. Those are the key ones. Those are the tools with which he could battle this back. And retake the initiative. As Maru, I think he made ghosts in game 1, but he didn't end up having to use them. He's just kept so much momentum. The advantage of the kind of Roach Hydra Lurker is its stability. It's a math problem. There's no Widow Mine that's gonna hit 20 supply of something. Even though it's not overall it doesn't have as much potential as the Lingbane. It's also easier to block out things like drops and gauge how a fight's gonna go without worrying about the volatility of units like mines. Well, specifically mines, to be honest. And here come the lurkers. Still starts lurker range. Maru's taking the position at the front here. Tank City, everything. The drops, still not much anti-air to deal with this. He's got the run of the place at the moment. Vipers are out. 13, 14 drones. It feels like Solar just keeps bleeding out. There's a Liberator. Lurker burrows. But the hatchery itself, he's actually just microing out of the Lurker fire. The drop? Is there enough for a parabomb? He's losing so many drones. So many. Really struggling. Maru immediately. Smaller drops, not as effective, but the larger drops are just so hard to deal with. 27 drones, and it feels like Solar's done nothing but bleed out here. He has nothing to really chase that. Parasitic Bomb on one of the medevacs. He can maybe yank the others over to the Hydras. Does so. Bring... Oh my... like he left the leash off the dog there. Except the dog was 8 Marines in a medevac being dragged into their inevitable demise. But, you know, similar. Marines try to break the Lurker position. Solar down to 3 bases. Maru comfortably on 4, going on 5. So even though he's not able to break the Lurkers, he got the hatchery. Solar needs to turn this around and at least take some more control of his life. In general. And this situation specifically. As it is not going well, even with the Lurkers out. Maru clearly has map control. No ghosts as of yet. He starts Ghost Cloak, he starts production. But Solar, this is about as large as his army supply is ever going to get. Nearly maxed out. 130 army supply. He actually has only 63 drones. There are 8 Lurkers, 2 Vipers. He's got Lurker range, he's about to have speed. So... This is it. This is your opportunity. He could also try to turtle it out and play a War of Attrition, which you might be able to discern from my tone how I feel about that. But it does appear that's the direction he's taken. He's just gonna try to hold on to the 4th and crush every army that comes near. He has a larger army supply. He has Vipers. So the Vikings are trying to make that inaccurate. Over to the left. The Roaches. A couple siege tanks, I think intentionally left here. We'll actually deal with this. Unsieges. I re-sieged up a little further back. There you go, the tank line. Ah. But the Vipers have refilled. He doesn't want to waste his energy on a single 2 HP Liberator, but Corrosive Bile almost killing his own Vipers. Maru is forced to slow it down. But he's got 4 more, he's happy to do so. 4 more command centers, 2 more factories, a bunch of ghosts. He's gonna have 4 factories. Working on +3 mech weapons right now. Here are the lurkers. The lurker count has grown. He's got a dozen though. And without an overwhelming number of ghosts, tanks, and or liberators, he's gonna have trouble with actually dealing with that. There are 7 tanks, 8 ghosts on the field, but 11 more lurkers in production. Oh my god. He's got 5 orbitals. I think that number is about to grow. Got a little too close with some of the lurkers. But the Vipers, EMP though, as well as some Vikings. And that means the Vipers aren't going to be part of the fight. That one stops Solar. He closes in. Corrosive Bile to potentially interrupt the ghosts. But the snipes are coming through. More lurkers streaming in over the top though. And just dunks down right on top of the third. Maru, unable to stand his ground, is forced back. And Solar is finally breaking through. The lurker count is so damn high, he's getting close enough, but he's going into a concave of siege tanks. Which, even if... Solar... I don't know. Is he taking damage back at home? He's tilted. But... yes, this fight's gonna go horribly wrong, but is it over yet? I'm gonna give that one a yellow card, actually. Bit of an unceremonious end. Yes, he is about to lose his whole army here. But no, I don't think that means Maru can just go across the map. In fact, at this stage, moments before the GG, yeah, he's still gonna kill some of these. There's not that much energy on the Ghost for Snipe. Yeah, he's gonna lose some of these. Not all, but some. You can't GG with more army supply. I know, like, it's not a good position for Solar, but, bit of a poor taste to end that one. It is my opinion that, here's the threshold. On the ladder, you have less than a 10% chance. All right, tap it out. In an online weekly tournament, 5% chance. In this, the KSL Summer Slam, 4,500 on the line, it's got to be like 1, 2, maybe 3%. 3%. Solar has a much higher than 3% chance of bringing this game back. I'd put it at like 20 to 30. Yes, Maru has the late game army, he has the production, he has the bases, but Solar didn't take the economic damage. He still could retreat with many of his lurkers, but it feels like mentally against Maru, he's been defeated. I have no idea, like, no, that's too fast. I know, it's Maru, he's very unlikely to make, but it hurts to do this. But I'm not even that convinced this fight would have gone that poorly for him. Yeah, well, no point in rehashing it. It's already happened here. But Maru does take it 3-1. I do think he had a distinct advantage in this game. But of all the people to tap it out at this stage, I'm surprised it was Solar. But Maru just seems to have that effect on people as well. It's certainly not going to get much easier from that stage. I don't blame him, but I can be disappointed. I understand where he's coming from. By no means do I think he was throwing on purpose, but disappointed. Maru with a comfortable, almost too comfortable victory. A solid Terran versus Zerg. It appears there's only one person that can even challenge him. Realistically. He who shall not be named. But, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope I made your day a little bit better. If you got the means of motivation, it'd be awesome to check out Patreon or YouTube membership. Make sure to check out the KSL in the description as well. You guys made this tournament happen. Well, not this specific match, but like the general tournament was pretty great. The ending, still a good match, but I'm stuck on it now. But thank you for watching. We already went in circles. I've thrown me off so much. Either way, thank you. Good luck, have fun. I'll see you next time. Stay chill.